Hey, good morning. Today is Wednesday, April the 24th, 2024, and the time now is 7:25 a.m. So, yesterday I made a video, a talk pertaining to the situation in Sudan, a situation that is very extreme, that is very sad or very dire for the people of Sudan, whether those who are in the midst of the civil war, okay, the destabilization going on in Sudan, or Sudanese outside of the country. And I basically highlight some of the reality, some of the facts, okay, the significant information that is being released out there. One being that the UN is stating that 15 million Sudanese are experiencing extreme and urgent health issue. Okay, they are in need of health service, and in the Sudan, at this point, many of the medical facilities are not in service. Okay, they've been shut down, or they do not have access to various equipment and things. Okay, they do not have access, or they have limited access to things such as painkillers. Okay, they do not have access to blood. They do not have access to antibiotics, and this is also leading to death as well. In my talk yesterday, I highlighted one Sudanese woman, okay, a journalist. Her name is Zainab Mohammed Salih, who basically stressed the situation that is going on in Sudan, and she stressed that as a journalist, she is not supposed to cry, but she has been crying for the past how many months or so since the situation in Sudan began to take a dangerous turn. She stresses that her grandmother, okay, because she could not secure access to treatment for her diabetes, her grandmother died. She herself, Ms. Zainab Mohammed Salih, she stressed how she got sick and that family members were rushing her to seek attention, medical attention. And along the way, they had to stop many times to take shelter under shade so she can gain herself. There are people who are burying family members along the road because it is dangerous to go carry out burial in the cemetery. So this is a situation that is very bad for the people of Sudan. There are 8 million Sudanese are displaced as of now. They are seeking shelter elsewhere in Sudan and elsewhere in the region in various countries. Whether we are talking about Egypt, we're talking about Ethiopia, Somalia, or we're talking about South Sudan. And I'm very happy that South Sudanese are welcoming their Sudanese family. At some point, they were all parts of one greater Sudan. But this also it begs the addition or the idea of stressing the importance of staying together. Here it is, Sudan break into two. You got South Sudan and you got Sudan because of a situation that had been going on for how many decades. And it is something that we need to learn from as Africans, that we cannot be acting on impulse, on anger, and destroying our countries. Now in Sudan, you have two factions that are fighting. You have the military, and you have another group that is made up of some military members and others civilians or members of tribes. It is said that there are those from the Darfur region as well who makes up the other force. One of the news that I got yesterday is that the Sudanese army basically intercepted drones launched at its headquarters in Shandy. And when I got upon the news, when I also read, okay, about this event, I asked myself one thing: where the heck did they get the drones from? But also, it makes me to accept the reality of wars as of current times and for future times, that drones and will continue to be very significant in terms of how wars are fought. Whether we are talking about the situation in Ukraine, okay, between Russia and Ukraine, the situation between Israel and Iran, and other parts of the world. And now we are talking about Sudan. But anyway, you have the army right now is in battle. They are fighting with the paramilitary group known as the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces. So the RSF basically launched the attack at the Sudanese military base in Shendi. And it's interesting. Both groups are fighting, okay? Both sides are fighting one another. But this is one the thing where you have a president, okay? A president been in power for a long time. And whatever situation, whether he was corrupt, whether he was an idiot, okay, he is finally taken out. And now you got the military split into factions. They cannot agree. And now you have a war in Sudan. This is one of the reasons why I keep on calling for the establishment of a system. Africa, we do have militaries, we do have governments, but our governments are to an extent not a system. We have done a poor job as Africans to educate our people, to make them think of their countries or of Africa, of all of us as being parts of team whatever, team Africa. Like for example, team Liberia, team Africa, team Nigeria, team Africa, team Sudan, team Africa, team South Africa, team Africa, team Congo, team Africa. We are all one. But because we do not think about our togetherness, we go on making destruction in Africa, in our various countries, destroying the countries, our regions, and the continent in general. But the situation between the Sudanese army and the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces, I hope that this situation comes to an end as soon as possible. The people of Sudan do not they do not need this, okay? They should not be going through this, and they do not deserve what is happening in Sudan. They do not deserve the pain and suffering. And as an African from Liberia, the images that I'm seeing coming out of Sudan is the images that I've seen many times coming out of Liberia, Sierra Leone, Congo, and various parts of Africa. And I'm calling that Africans all over Africa, throughout Africa, and all over the world. I hope we can come together to help our Sudanese brothers end this thing, help our brothers in Congo end this thing, and create a path for a bright future in Africa. But I'm going to end here. Thank you very much for watching once again. It is the Echoing Voice. Peace.